Well, hello friends, and welcome back to another installment of Love Begins Here HOMESCHOOL. So thanks for coming back for week 2. My name is Max, and I'll be talking today about something we are super familiar with during this time, and that is home. And so I thought, what not better way to start talking about home than to gather up some of the signs from around my own home and share them with you. Some of these are kind of cheesy signs that my mother has hung around the home. She likes to decorate our house with these signs, but let's just give it a shot. So this first one, family. Together is a wonderful place to be. How nice is that? This next one, live a good life. And in the end, it's not about the years in the life, it's about the life in the years. Wow, how profound is that? Thanks, Abraham Lincoln. It's a quote from him. Oh boy. And so together they built a life they loved. Aw, how cute. The last one. This is the place we call home, and for this, we are forever grateful. Aw. Don't tell my mom that I took these signs off. I think I know where they all go back. Now, home is a super important thing that we are all experiencing right now. And actually, the name of the program, Love Begins Here, was taken from a quote by the patron of Love Begins Here, St. Mother Teresa of Calcutta. Now, when she was doing her ministry down in Calcutta, India, many people wanted to come down and visit her. They wanted to come from all across the world to go to Calcutta, India, to be with her and to give up their lives in drastic ways to serve her and her sisters that were there, just doing this very dirty work in India. And she told these people who wanted to come visit her, she said, no, stay back at your homes. Love begins at home. It begins in your neighborhoods, in your communities. You don't really need to give up your lives to do good work. Just do good work in your own homes. Now, during these times, we are given this opportunity. Things are just closed down and shut away, and we can't do many things that we normally would do. Our schools are closed. We can't see our friends, and even our churches are closed, and we can get a little upset by this and despaired. And during these times, I just am consoled by the thought of Mary, the Blessed Virgin Mary. Now, it's a custom that when someone passes on, that friends and family go and visit their home. They gather around those who suffer this tragedy, and they be with them during the time. They tell stories and share thoughts, and they just be there together in their home. Now, this is what happened with our Blessed Virgin Mary, too. After the great tragedy of Good Friday, when Jesus was taken up, he died on the cross. The next Saturday, what do you think the disciples did? But they gathered around the home of his mother to be with her during these great times. And that's actually why on Saturdays, if you go to Mass on Saturday morning, oftentimes it's the Mass for the Blessed Virgin Mary. Because we remember her on that day when she was just so sad, and we be with her and gather and think about her and what she endured in that day. Now, during these times when we have had things taken away, we're in despair, just look to the example of the Blessed Virgin Mary and what she did and how she handled these very sad times. They gathered in her home. And that's something that I think the Lord has just a plan behind all of this. Things have been taken away from us. We can't go visit our friends. School, of course, is canceled. But what we can do is be with our family and be in our homes. Now, I think the Lord he's saying that his plan is greater behind all of this, of course. And I think he wants us to think about what matters most in our lives. Have we forgotten our families? Have we forgotten God? And though we can't see God, this is an opportunity to bring God into our families, where we are. So I encourage you, there's actually this term called the domestic church. Now, what is the domestic church? In a document called Lumen Gentium, that's a fun word to say, Lumen Gentium. Can you say it together with me? Lumen Gentium, meaning the light of the nations. They talk about this domestic church. The domestic church, the parents are to be the first preachers of the faith for their children by word and example. They should foster it to be a place of love and peace. Strengthened by this and such great means of salvation, all the faithful, whether their condition or state, are called by the Lord, each in his or her own way, to that perfect holiness by which the Father himself is perfect. So we should build up our homes to be this place as if it were church, this domestic church in our families and our homes. So how can we do this? Pray. That's the number one way. Prayer is this dialogue. We can talk with God. So pray as a family. Maybe if you don't pray before meals, you could start now. Pray in the morning. Pray at night before you go to bed. But just bring prayer into your families. So you can bring God then into your families to build up this church. So even though we can't go to Mass on Sunday, you could still watch Mass at home with your family to build up this domestic church. Maybe take a religious statue or an image, a crucifix, and put it at the center of your home, in your kitchen, your living room, to just show that the family should revolve around Christ and God. Now, there's another term when someone passes on. One might hear that they went home to the Lord. You know, our home is not here on earth. It is here for a couple of years, but this is just a temporary home. You know, it could be tomorrow, it could be 70 years from now. The Lord only knows. So we should live our lives directed for the home in which we are meant to go towards. We're meant to be in heaven at our Father's house with Him. But these years here on earth is not just for nothing, but it's a time that we can prepare our homes to be as if it were the greater home in heaven. You know, they talk about sometimes earth is a foretaste of heaven, you know, a little sneak peek into what you're going to get in the afterlife. And we want to be clean, right? If this is a sneak peek of heaven, we want it to be a clean place. Now, what would happen if Jesus just popped up at your home tomorrow and wanted to get a tour of your house? Would it be a perfectly clean home? He wants to see your room. Oh boy, that gets me a little nervous too. I know my room isn't always perfectly clean. Right now I should probably go do that after I finish this video. So we should build up our home as if it is this foretaste of heaven. Have this domestic church be this greater good. Clean your rooms. That's the number one way to make sure that this church is a beautiful church in your home, and to make it this foretaste of heaven. That's kind of a fun phrase, right? Is to make it clean. We all want to have a clean home, right? So go up and clean your room. Clean the dishes. Help mom or dad clean around the house. You know, get outside. Go clean a garden. Rake up your lawn. Do things to make your home clean. In the Gospel of John, in chapter 14, he talks about this and are preparing a home for us. Let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God. Believe also in me, Jesus Christ. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? And when I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and will take you to myself, that where I am, you may also be. So we can look forward to this greater home. But carpe diem, seize the day today and build up the domestic church in your homes. So through these blog posts and the reflection and just the daily challenge, just try to do what you can to build up the church at your home. Now I want to close with another cheesy sign from our house, but I think it's fitting for today and these times. The Lord didn't promise that life would be easy, but He did promise to go with you every step of the way. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your way. So thank you for tuning in to the second installment where we talked about home. So during this next week, I just challenge you to do things to be with your family, to build up your home, clean up your home. Maybe put down your phone, clean your room, go outside, go on a walk as a family, pray as a family. And just know that through these times that we can trust in the Lord, that He has a plan behind all of it. So thank you. I'm praying for you, pray for me, and I hope to see you this summer.